Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Faye and I like to draw anime and yeah, that's pretty much it. I recently found out that there are channels out there that do draw with me, like we're on FaceTime videos, and I thought those were so interesting and fun, and I thought maybe I can do something similar. I do talk on my videos, but I thought in this kind of video series or something, I would be unscripted because I do script my videos, like all of them, except this one here. This one here, I'm just gonna chatter like what I do when I live stream. And yeah, I thought it will be interesting because I won't be talking too much about like the art process. Instead, I'll be talking about what happened in life, just like as if we're FaceTiming. Like, how are you? How are you? you know? Um, I guess it's not too much, it's not too far off from when I stream. I do live stream on Twitch once in a while. I used to have a strict schedule. Now I'm really busy and yeah, I try to stream whenever I can so I don't lose my monetization benefit thingy over there. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, for videos like this, I thought I could do like certain themes. For this video here, I wanted to talk about my trip in South Korea because I don't know when I would be talking about that in like an artwork unless maybe I draw something from South Korea, like that kind of illustration. But yeah, also let me talk real quick about the video that you guys are watching right now. It's a fairy. I just really wanted to draw a fairy. Like at first she was supposed to be, just like a normal girl, but then I thought, hey, you know what? Let's make her a fairy instead. And then I was like working on it. In the middle of doing it, my doing it in the middle of drawing, my screen recorder OBS, well, it's not OBS that crashed, but my whole computer crashed. I don't know what happened, but Spotify was still playing, but I couldn't move anything and I couldn't like uh control shift delete it. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was just frozen, so I had to like force my computer to shut down. And when I did that, the video that I took, which was like 1 hour and a half of footage, was gone. The video was corrupted, but thankfully I found this Reddit thread about people having like some issue about corrupted video files, MP4, and they were talking about how to uncorrupt it, because I can see that the file size is still pretty large, so that means that it has info, right? So there's this one guy from Reddit. He shared a link to a GitHub, and that GitHub I had to like figure out how to use this program that they coded so that the video will be playable again. Okay. So yeah, that was a whole thing during this illustration. And the thing is, if it was just, for example, the very first part, like the sketching phase, I wouldn't have minded if it got corrupted. But the part that got corrupted was the rendering stage, and I think that's like one of the more interesting parts in like watching these kinds of videos, time lapses and stuff. So yeah, I'm just glad I found that. um, um if you guys need the program, it's called Untrunk, UNTRUNC. I'll write it down on the screen. See, this is what happens when I go unscripted. I I do a lot of like and stutter a lot, but it's a lot better than when I stream because I notice when I stream, because I stream, I talk and I draw at the same time. Sometimes I would just trail off because suddenly I get super focused on the artwork and then I forget what I'm talking about, and chat will be like, yeah. Anyway, it's fun, it's fun. So we're talking about my trip to South Korea that happened back in April. So the trip was actually a birthday gift from my family. I turned 30 last year. It was actually for my 30th birthday, but we postponed it. We were supposed to go to South Korea in autumn. My birthday is in August, so the trip was supposed to be in October. But the thing is, it was such a spontaneous kind of thing that I needed to apply for a visa, right? First and foremost, I needed to apply for a visa, and the flight was actually super expensive because it was so close to like the booking and stuff. So because I don't know who thought it was a good idea to give me a trip to South Korea for my 30th birthday. I'm really grateful. I'm very happy because South Korea is one of the places I wanted to visit because I am a BTS fan, and I just want to visit and enjoy the culture, enjoy the food that they eat. They have so much good food there. Oh my god, there's this one ice cream. It's shaped like a corn, and I heard that Jungkook actually really likes that ice cream, and I was like, why would you eat corn flavored ice cream, Jungkook? But then I still bought it because I was like, okay, I just want to know if it's good or not, or if Jungkook has whack taste. But he has great taste. It tasted so good. I still dream about that corn ice cream to this day. Oh my god, because it tastes like corn. Yes, sweet corn, but there's like a really thin layer of chocolate and it's wrapped in waffle wafer kind of thing. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, the trip to South Korea. So yeah, we postponed it and moved it over to spring instead because then we'll have enough time for the visa application and also to buy cheaper flights and accommodations. I actually went there with my little sister. She was the only one who has vacation time during that time, and me as a freelancer, I have a lot of time. Like, I don't really have a schedule, so I'm always open whenever anyone is going on vacation. Also, I prefer to actually go on vacation either alone or with family because I just think with friends it's a little bit iffy. Yeah. So then we went to South Korea, right? Oh, before we got to South Korea, we had one hell of a problem with the airline. We were taking Turkish airline because we're from Switzerland, so the best flight that we could do that didn't take too long would be to fly over to Istanbul, and then take a different flight from Istanbul over to South Korea. So that was the flight that we got. The thing is, um, the flight from Switzerland to Istanbul was no problem, no issue. But the issue happened when we were supposed to take our flight from Istanbul to South Korea. The flight there was our flight. I wouldn't say it was delayed. Well, okay, maybe it kind of was delayed, but it kind of, because it wasn't really canceled, right? We got there on time, and we were waiting to to see which gate we were supposed to like travel to get to. But it turns out that our plane wasn't going to fly because they had some issue. So we had to wait for the next flight available, which was at 6 no it was at 7 a.m. So we got to Istanbul at around 11ish. Our flight was supposed to be at 2 a.m. So we were originally planning to just, walk around Istanbul airport, maybe try some Turkish delights and stuff like that. Um, and then get to our flight. But because it got delayed, we were basically stranded at the airport. And that was very annoying. Also, it was so funny because you can just see so many Koreans and Asians that just wants to go home. There's like a whole tourist group that also got stranded there. Um, but we got free food instead. We didn't get free accommodation because it wasn't like, a 24-hour stay. But yeah, my sister and I, we were searching for places to take naps at because, oh my god, it was like in the middle of the night. And we couldn't find any. So my little sister just slept on the floor. And I kept watch because I told her, hey, it's okay. I can't keep watch. I stayed up for 24 hours before. It's no issue for me to, stay awake and make sure you're safe and sleeping. So that we did that. And then we woke up, when she woke up, and we checked the gate. And yeah, afterwards, we just, it was smooth flying. Well, not really too smooth. Like there were some issues with the plane because it was so hot. I don't know why, but the air conditioning was not on. Like what the fuck? It was hot in that plane, okay? But actually it was even more hot when we were flying back. But anyway, it was annoying. So we lost a couple hours from our trip, but that wasn't too bad. Anyway, we arrived at Korea at Seoul at around I would say around midnight or something. I don't remember what time we arrived, but there were no more buses or trains that we could take, so we had to get a taxi. And then we arrived at our Airbnb and everything was fine. The Airbnb was pretty nice. It was small and cozy. Um, but the place was pretty hard to find if you didn't have a taxi driver driving you directly there. So anyway, we just slept, and then the next day when we woke up bright and early, and we went out and tried to search for the subway at the metro, and we couldn't find it. It was so hard to find because I don't know about you, but when we found like the metro, the stairs to go down the metro, it did not lead to the metro. It led to like a mall, an underground mall slash marketplace, and there's no way to get from that marketplace to the metro, at least none that we found. So we were like so confused, like what the hell's going on? Because I've been to Paris before and to Paris, and Paris has a metro subway station, and it was also confusing, but you just go down once and it's trains, you know what I mean? So the one in South Korea was so confusing. I was like, what the oh shoot, I shouldn't have cursed. This is for YouTube, not Twitch. Oh my god, Faye, don't curse. um so that was the thing. But when we did find it, we actually had to ask some random Korean woman to help us out. Thank you, random Korean woman. We went to what is called the palace. But before we got there, we were actually like just resting, waiting for shops to open. The shops in South Korea, they opened at around 9 or 10, mostly almost 10 actually, almost like around that time, which is very unusual for me because here in Switzerland the shops open at 8 or 8:30. So that was strange. So we just stayed at a cafe that was open at 9 o'clock. We sat there and had a small uh breakfast. I forgot that it was breakfast, not brunch. And then we went to the palace. And the thing is, there are certain dates in South Korea where the palace is closed. And it happened to be that date where we went. So we're like, wait, why? What the hell? Okay, this sucks. So what are we gonna do now? And then we found out that there's like this small area where we can visit, but we need a tour guide because it's like a shrine. So we visited that instead. The entrance fee was, I think, less than $1. Well, it was maybe $1 because in Swiss franc it was like 1 or 2 francs actually, maybe. Anyway, I paid for both our tickets, so I don't really remember. So there was that. We went there, and the tour guide was really enthusiastic. She was so cute, and she explained how there's like this like roads that only the emperor or the empress. There's like 3 roads basically. One for the emperor, one for the empress, and one for the spirits. And we're not allowed to walk on the spirits walk like road because it's disrespectful. That's why we needed like a tour guide to enter that shrine, because otherwise yeah, we wouldn't have known. So so anyway, excuse me. So anyway, she actually said that, hey, if you guys want to like visit South Korea, the best time is actually in autumn, because she said that in autumn it's not too hot and it's not too cold either. Because if you visit in summer, it's too hot. But in autumn, you see all the leaves in like their trees turn red, and it's like super beautiful and stuff. So she's like, yeah. And then she told us that, hey, if you guys want to see more of like South Korean, like the older buildings in South Korea, there's like this old town that's nearby that you guys can just, go to. And she told us which subway train to take, and then we went off. But my little sister, she's like, no, it's just, she looked at her Google Maps and she said, oh, it's just like, a 30-minute walk. We can just walk there. So I'm like, well, okay, sure, why not? Then I can burn off some calories from all the food I'm going to eat on this trip. Because, yeah, it's not a bad idea. So we walked there, and guess what? We got lost. Figures. We're like, we couldn't find where it was. And the thing is, I wouldn't have cared if we got lost, but my feet were killing me. The shoes I bought with me sucked. And no, I wasn't wearing high heels. They were like these sneakers, but for some reason the way the sneaker is built is not comfortable. So yeah, my feet were in pain. I actually got blisters on the first day of walking. And oh yeah, we walked around 30,000 plus steps during that time on our first day, because we also got lost again when we were trying to find our Airbnb. So anyway, when we were trying to find that small town, we couldn't find it. For some reason, we landed at like a university campus, I think. But then we walked again, and then we found these tourists who are wearing hanfus. Wait, not hanfus, hanboks. Sorry, hanfus are like the Chinese traditional clothing. Hanboks are the Korean traditional clothing. I confused that for a bit. Anyway, so we just followed them, and we found ourselves in that old town, and yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I forgot to mention, but Korea, their roads go up. It's like a hill. Like every time you walk, it's going up. I feel like I haven't walked on a single flat area in Korea. It was painful to the feet and to my glutes, basically my whole leg. It was, yeah, if you have, if you don't if you don't walk around a lot like me, like I'm pretty much sedentary. How do you pronounce that? I'm pretty much, sitting in front of my desk, in front of my computer the whole time, drawing and doing whatever. So I don't really walk too much. I do walk my dog regularly, and I tend to get like at least 5 to 7 thousand steps because of that. But still, it's not enough. So yeah, that was our first day. Oh, for the evening, we actually went to the night market, and I had this marshmallow ice cream, like this ice cream that's coated in marshmallow that they burn slash melt thing. I had that, and then we also had Korean barbecue, because if you're in Korea, you have to eat Korean barbecue, and that was the first thing we ate for dinner there. We got like tourist trapped into like this Korean barbecue restaurant. But it was so good. It was so good. But the one that we went to for the last time, that was amazing. I'll talk about that some other time. Later. Oh my god, it's already been 21 minutes. Okay, so this is what happens when I just ramble. So that was the first day. Excuse the church clock. I don't know if you guys can hear it. That was just the first day. So second day. What happened on the second day? Oh yeah, second day. Let me think. What did we? Oh wait, yeah, we went to the museum on the second day. Oh my god, how could I forget that? Oh, the way to this museum from our Airbnb, we had to pass by Chongmuro. Yeah, we had to get off Chongmuro is what I'm trying to say. And if you're an omniscient reader's viewpoint fan like me, you will know that Chongmuro is actually one of the train stations that's like a setting in the webcomic and web novel. And yeah, it was just interesting to see, and look at it and be like, oh, this is where Kim Dokcha and his company was at. It was just, interesting. Also, what's interesting is all the BTS and idol advertisements that I see everywhere. Oh my god, I just remembered when I was there there were so many advertisements, like those birthday, how fan sites, they would like post, they would rent ad space for the birthdays of idols. So when I was there, the first thing I actually saw when we got down to the metro station was an ad for Jonghyun's birthday. Jonghyun is from Shiny. I don't know if you guys know him. He passed away a couple years ago, and yeah, it was just on one hand it was confusing for me to feel, because on one hand it was so nice to know that his fans still remember him and still do birthday advertisements, but on the other, it just made me sad to know that he passed away. Because I wouldn't say I was a shovel, but I was a fan of Shiny, so it just hit my heart there. So I was just a little bit startled when I saw that. Um so yeah, anyway, got a little bit sad over there. Let's move on. So second day we went to the National Museum. to get to the National Museum, not to get, but the National Museum is actually free. Like you can just waltz in without any ticket. You don't have to pay, but you do have to pay if you want to see the exclusive gallery. You know, the one that they're showcasing and stuff. I meant special exhibitions. You know, yeah. So the National Museum is surrounded by this huge park, and we actually went there after going through the museum, which is huge. The museum is huge. There were so many things from different countries, not just South Korea. There were like some stuff from India, China, yeah, like all over Asia, and there were also some works from Europe. I saw some Greek statues here and there, and yeah, it was very interesting. There were just a lot of things to see in that museum that you if you want to go there and actually read everything, you would need more than a day, is what I'm trying to say. You can't just do it all in one afternoon. I think you'd need 1 or 2 days for it. I mean, it's not as large as the Louvre, that's for sure, but it's very large still. And yeah, so before we left for dinner, we actually went through the park around the museum, which was so nice. But what's too bad is when we got there, there were no cherry blossoms blooming because the weather is kind of crazy, and it was supposed to be cherry blossom season, but because of the weather being confusing, it's rare for them to bloom. Like, we didn't see a lot of cherry blossoms until the second last day, on Friday. Yeah, until on Friday, when we went to the Namsong Tower. So yeah, that was a second day, and we ate at a restaurant again. Like dinners, we usually eat at restaurants, lunch too technically, but I don't really remember what we ate on the second day. Honestly, I forget a lot of what happened on the second day. But oh yeah, on the second day I actually got new shoes, because again, my shoes painful. Yeah, these shoes were super comfy. They're like from New Balance, and I got it for cheap because they were on sale. Anyway, the third day, Wednesday, I actually stayed back at the Airbnb because I did not want to walk another step. I had blisters all over my feet, and two of my toes, like toenails, were turning purple. So that was not good. So I was like, sis, I need to rest. Yeah, especially since she said, hey, let's go hiking on Thursday. So I was like, yeah, I need 1 day rest at least. Otherwise, I will die during this hike. Oh my god, I cursed again. Anyway, I need those bleep sound effects. This is for editing Faye later on to bleep my curse words. Yeah, so third day, Wednesday, I just took a day off basically and just stayed at the Airbnb. And it was nice. I actually went to like 7-Eleven, and there was this other shop that's kind of like 7-Eleven in South Korea, another convenience store, and I got my lunch there, and I really really like their grape aid. And I tried, if you're on TikTok a lot, you will, and you see this Korean 7-Eleven trips thingies, then you would know that they have like this pack of juice, and you can buy packets of ice. There's birds chirping already. Oh my god, it's already 4 a.m. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds, but sorry about that. Anyways, you can buy the drink, and I really like doing that. And I just stayed there, ate some convenience store tteokbokki, and oh, I just remembered the second day. The dinner that we had on our second day was actually fried chicken. Mm. Oh my god. We went to a Korean restaurant that specializes in fried chicken. Like all their stuff is just chicken, and it was so good. But first, this most memorable thing that we ate, my little sister, she was just ordering whatever comes to mind. So she saw this picture and she thought it looked yummy. So she ordered it, and it was super spicy. And it was not what we expected, because low key we were expecting it to be like small strips of chicken, but it was actually like boneless chicken feet. And it was so good. It was jelly like in texture, kind of chewy, but it was amazing. I actually want to eat it now. It was so good. Yeah, so that was another thing. And yeah, so Wednesday nothing happened basically. uh Thursday is when we went hiking. This is the funniest thing, the funniest story. So when we went hiking, my little sister was the one who chose, because I was just like there for the ride, because I wasn't really feeling it, because my feet were hurting, but I was enjoying myself, but at the same time my feet pain. So my little sister was like, oh, okay, let's go here, let's hike here, because it's like the closest to us. So I was like, okay, I trust that you will choose one that's friendly for beginners and stuff. And she's like, yeah, it's good, because I've been to my fair share of hikes before, beginner hikes, because I live in Switzerland. There's a lot of hiking trails here that's like really nice for beginners, and I do like to hike. And they're not that hard. I survived them, but this hike, holy holy crap. First of all, as I mentioned before, Korea goes up in like really, really steep. It's just really goes high up. So when we were hiking for like from like, I think, 11, no, 9. Yeah, we were hiking from like 9 o'clock all the way to 12, and we barely moved from, according to like the phone apps. She has like an iPhone, and it shows how high she walked basically. And she said we we walked really high. We had so many steps, but we walked so high. uh and it was low-key kind of dangerous too, because it was so rocky. um there was this old man who kind of took pity on us, and he didn't know English and we didn't know Korean. I know a little bit of Korean words because I watch a lot of K-dramas. Like, I can kind of figure out what they're saying, but at the same time I don't understand. It's like I know, but I don't. It's confusing to explain. But like the words register in my brain that, oh, he means something like this, because that's what I remember it being said in K-dramas. So anyway, he took pity on us and kind of low-key dragged us over to his friend group, who were old men hiking too. They're like, I think the youngest of them was like 30, and the guy who took pity on us was 80 maybe. He looked like he was 80, but I'm not surprised that old people can hike so well, because here in Switzerland, even the old people are hiking and they're really fit. So I was not surprised by that fact. But yeah, he basically took us in and helped us out and invited us over for lunch, a lunch picnic. And honestly, that picnic was low key awkward because none of us understood each other. Like there were three old men, right? So the 50-ish-year-old, he can understand English a little bit, but also not too much. But he knew better, a lot more. Is what I'm trying to say. He knew a lot more than the other two, so he was basically the one translating for us. And I knew a little bit of Korean, so I would like drop in words trying to explain that hey, we're actually sisters. I would say the thing is, I watch a lot of like BTS, right? Run BTS, and usually they would call female staff members, or just older females, Nuna, right? And I forgot that you only say that the person is a Nuna if the person saying it is male. So technically, if when I wanted to say that I'm the older sister of my sister, I should have said Uni. And I forgot about that. But the guy understood, thankfully, and corrected me, and I was like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah. There was that. And my little sister, she before we went hiking, she actually went to like a bakery, and she bought like sweet bread and shared it with the old guys, because we didn't have food with us. It was awkward to be in a picnic without food to share, and they wanted us to eat the ramen from the youngest guy, because it would be weird if they were just eating and we were not. But at the same time, we were feeling awkward because we didn't want to eat their food. So yeah. In the end, we just didn't eat it, and the other guy, we didn't know that he would just throw it away. We thought, hey, maybe he would continue to eat it instead, because we didn't really touch it. But yeah, and that was that. And then we were asking how much more we would have to hike up to get to the top of the mountain, basically, because you can get up to the top of a mountain in Switzerland in like 3 to 4 hours. So we were thinking that that would be the same case here, but apparently not. Apparently not, because it was so steep, this mountain, this hiking trail, that they're like, no, 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 we have to go back, because apparently the hiking trail park that we went to would close in like 5-ish o'clock. So we had to go back down if we didn't want to be locked in the forest. And we didn't know that. I actually only found out that that was the case because I saw the sign, and I saw like the numbers, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense why they wanted us to go down already. Also, if you guys were wondering why we would just follow three foreign men into the woods, oh my god, I cursed again. Why we would follow them, ask my sister. She's the one who just followed them, and I was like, bro, why would you follow them? Like, I know I'm lagging behind from our hike because I'm unfit as hell, but still. And she looks at me and is like, I don't know, old people just wants to help me all the time. I was like, oh, I cursed again. Sorry, I really drop the F-bombs a lot when I'm unscripted. This is what it's like when I'm on live stream. Yeah, so that's what happened. And yeah, so we got down. Oh my god. It was actually lucky that they helped us out, because I was thinking, hey, if this strange man ever do something, I know a little bit of Muay Thai. I went to Muay Thai training with my older sister. I'm not as good as her, but she said she's like an expert. She said that I throw my punches and kicks well. So, they're old and we're on top of a mountain. One single push, you know? And I felt so bad thinking about that. But, I had to reassure myself. I had to reassure myself that I can protect myself and my little sister if anything happens. So I was like thinking, okay, one push and it's all gone. It's all done. But, the old guy, they were really nice. They lent me their walking sticks because I'm as hell. Oh yeah, when during this lunch break, they were actually trying to make us drink alcohol, makgoli, because I think that's what they just do after a hike, because they were like just taking shots basically, and that's like alcohol, right? And I told them no, I cannot drink because I don't like alcohol, and at the same time I'm very lightweight. If I had a sip of that alcohol, I would be rolling down the mountain. I told them this. And the oldest guy, the one who invited us in the group, was like, no, 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 you drink. And I was like, no, 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 no. And then I just gave it to my little sister. And she's like, okay. Because, she can hold her liquor. I can't. And I explained that. And the middle guy understood. And he also said, no, she doesn't want to drink, just let her. And this 80-year-old man was also like saying, like, he was urging my little sister to pour him the alcohol, because you know how it is in South Korea, if the youngest would actually pour for the oldest. That's what I heard from like some, I don't know where I heard that before, but I think it was like a discussion about like Korean culture on Twitter. So I read, that's what I heard, and the other two guys who were with him was like, no, 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 stop doing that, because it felt, I think they think he was bullying us or something like that. But I was like, it's okay, I'll do it. So I poured the drink for him instead. So anyway, I don't know what the connotations is for that exactly, but whatever. So yeah, they were like, we went back down, and on the way down there, we stopped by a campsite where there's like this toilets, right? So they asked us, hey, do you guys need to go to the toilet? We still have a couple minutes left to go, basically is what they're trying to indicate. And I was like, nah, I'm good, because public toilets, I don't like going to public toilets unless they're in Switzerland, because I know that public toilets in Switzerland are like super clean. So unless I really, really have to, I try to avoid them. But my little sister couldn't help it, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna go. So she went in, and I was alone with this with the oldest guy, because the middle guy, he went a little bit ahead, and the youngest left us already because he met one of his friends. And he's like, okay guys, I'm going down with my friend instead, goodbye. So he ditched us basically. So I was waiting in front of the bathroom, a little bit away from the bathroom, with the old guy, and he's like, oh, here, sit, and he's like indicating on his lap, and he wants me to sit on his lap, because I think he's either trying to be flirty or he's just trying to be nice, but I think he's just being a creep. So I was like, nah, it's okay, I can stand, even though my feet hurt. My legs were still working, my legs were still fine, because I had better shoes then. And yeah, so we were waiting there, and then I hear knocks, like urgent knocks on the toilet. And I was like, okay, that's the toilet my sister is in. So I go there, and I was like, hey, what's wrong? And it's like, help, I can't open the door. She got stuck in the toilet. And I was like, oh shit. So, oh my god, I cursed again. So I was like, okay, wait. And I pushed the door so that she can twist the knob, because I guess that's what got stuck. So she did that, and after a couple minutes, she was able to open it, and oh my god, when it opened, the stench, Jesus, oh Jesus. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to that bathroom. Anyway, so we went down, and going down was like such a normal affair. I didn't, oh yeah, I didn't, I forgot to tell you guys this, but the reason why I was glad those old guys were with us in the end and they lend us their walking sticks is because, again, I'm a klutz. I slipped down on my way uh, twice. It happened twice. Again, I'm klutzy. I can't help it. Um yeah, so that's what happened. So I was like low key grateful. So I was telling my little sister, hey, once we get there, there's like a cafe where we stopped by and where she actually bought her sweet bread. Maybe we can, invite them for coffee as like a small thank you. And she's like, nah, I don't want to be with them anymore. I just want to like find a restaurant and eat dinner. I was like, okay, that's fair. So we said our goodbyes and we just walked ahead, and we're like, and somehow we still found them. And then and then my sister was like, hey, let's go to like a more trendier shop so that we make sure that they don't like find us again, that we don't see each other again. I was like, okay. So we went to like this shop that sold like sports stuff, and we're just like circling it around for a couple minutes before walking off. And then yeah, we tried to find the train station, because near the train station we found some restaurants, and at that restaurant, it was like a small family owned restaurant, I think. And oh my gosh, the food there was so good. It was Korean barbecue, but instead of meat, they actually barbecued fish instead. My little sister didn't know it was fish because, again, none of us can read Korean, and the menu all Korean. So she just pointed at it because she thought it was meat on the picture. And when it came out, it was fish, and she doesn't like fish, but she said, hey, this one is actually really good because, she used a lot of sauce to like get rid of the fishy taste. But it didn't really taste the fishiness. It didn't taste fishy at all. It was really good. It was so good. The skin was so crispy. Yeah, so we had that, and then we went back to the Airbnb, and we decided that, hey, we're just gonna, buy something small and some water, and then we're just gonna knock ourselves out because Friday is like the day we decided we're just gonna go shopping for like souvenirs and stuff. So that's what we did on Friday. I actually got like a messenger bag that you can put what was you can put some stuff in it, like these cute illustrations that you iron in and that kind of thing. So I found some BT21 merch, and I had those ironed in, but I only got I got Kuya, Shuki, and Chimi because they didn't have Shuki. Yeah, they didn't have Shuki. So I was like, wait, they actually had all 6 members except for Shuki, and I was like, OT7 or nothing at all, except my biases, which is like my faves, absolute faves, which is Jungkook, Namjoon, Jimin, and Suga, Yoongi, Min Yoongi. I can't believe I actually said Suga instead of Yoongi. Yeah, so those 4 are my absolute faves. Actually, like I would kill for them. I mean, I would, you know. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll just take the three of them and leave the other ones for the future. When I come back in South Korea, I can take the messenger bag with me and, have more. And hopefully they have Shuki. And also the new design for Mang, because they also didn't have the new design for Mang. They still have the one with the horse mask, So like, this is a bit of a bummer because I really wanted like all the BT21 characters lined up on my messenger bag, but I couldn't. But whatever. It is what it is. Also, it was pretty expensive. I only had that much money. I didn't have that much money left after shopping for, uh, what was it called? It's souvenirs. After shopping for souvenirs. Yeah. I bought a lot of face masks and skincare products in Korea. Also, some BTS merch. Holy, oh my gosh, you guys. If you guys ever go to Korea, make sure to make space for K-pop albums, because I wanted to buy and also I wanted to buy so much more of the BTS albums because I don't have all of them. Right now I have like the wing. Wait, did I buy wings? I think I bought wings. Uh I have the Love Yourself set. Yeah, the I have the Love Yourself set, and the Map of the Soul is also what I have. The new one I have is B. There was another one that I got that was like an older album. I think it was Wings. Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. It was either Wings or Dark and Wild. But yeah, I didn't have much money left, so I had to I had to like decide which one, because otherwise I would have bought all of the albums I saw there, because they were fairly cheap compared to like what I would buy in Europe, Yeah. So that was that. And after the souvenirs, we just, ate another dinner. I don't remember what we ate. Oh, yeah, no. I don't remember what we ate for Friday. And then afterwards, Saturday is when we went to Namsun Tower. The thing is, my little sister actually went to Namsun Tower on Wednesday, and she told me it was really nice there and there weren't a lot of people. But again, we went on a Saturday, so it was packed. And she told me, hey, the cable cart to get to Namsun Tower is actually close by our Airbnb, so we can just walk to the cable cart. It was like 10 minutes when she walked there. So I was like, oh, okay, if it's just 10 minutes, then sure, let's just walk there. Steep as it was steep as holy. Okay, so the mountain, when we were walking up, it was steep, right? But I was not almost horizontal standing when walking up there, because the way to that cable cart was just uphill. It was up. Oh my god, it was just crazy. So when we got up there, we had to wait in line. It was so freaking long. It's just, oh my gosh. So once we got there, but yeah, we got to the tower and we looked around, and it was a nice view. You can see all of Seoul. You can even see a little bit of North Korea from up there. And when we were up there, we actually had lunch. It was an Italian, in quotation marks, restaurant on the Namsun Tower, and the table had like a beautiful view of Seoul. It would have been super beautiful if it was dinner time, but it was lunchtime when we got there. So I ordered pizza and she ordered spaghetti bolognese. I actually really like spaghetti too, but I don't like spaghetti bolognese. I just don't like the ground beef. Yeah, I was trying to find the word for ground beef. I don't like the ground beef on bolognese. I just want my spaghetti with just tomato sauce and basil, and they didn't have that on offer for that restaurant. So I was like, okay, I'll choose the pizza because it was interesting, because this pizza I've never seen in Italy ever. Like, any Italian can correct me if this is actually Italian pizza, but I actually doubt it because there's pineapple in the pizza first and foremost, and honey. So it's actually like a really sweet pizza. There's like a lot of cheese on it. There's pineapple and there's like nuts. I don't know what nuts it is, but it's like this really thin one. I forgot the name that they use for not pistachio, that they use for the green sauce in Italy. I forgot the name. Ah, yeah, the green sauce. So, yeah, I had that because like, oh, this is something unique, and I like trying out unique food, like really weird food. Because why not? As long as I don't die from it, why not? So I was like, okay, I'll order this. It was delicious first and foremost, but I couldn't finish it. I only ate like half, and then the other half I gave to my little sister. She had an appetite for Italian food. So that was our lunch, and then we hiked back down. We walked back down to get back to wherever. So that was that, and on our way there, we actually saw a guy just piss on a wall. And we were pretty sure that guy was homeless. And apropos homeless, we keep getting SMS, like notifications from the Korean police / government about people who are lost, like old people who are lost. The crowds are very loud right now. So we keep getting notifications of that, and if people can keep a lookout of them. So at first, the first time I got that notification, I thought, holy shit, is there a murderer loose? Because all I can see were numbers and meters, and the numbers looked like height. So I was like, hey, are they talking about a person? And my brain instantly went to the series Mouse. If you guys know this K-drama called Mouse, it's so good. I highly recommend it. It's basically about a serial killer and psychopaths and stuff like that. So my mind instantly went there, and I was like, holy shit, is there a murderer on the loose? So I was like, oh, okay, wait. And then I took a screenshot of it, and the next time I got internet access, I actually scanned it with Papago, the translation app, and it said it was just the police searching for an old guy old guy who got lost because he was so old, and his family's like searching for him. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Not a murderer, thank God. So yeah, that was the trip. We're still on Saturday. Next is Sunday. So this is our second last day. And on Sunday, we actually thought, hey, let's go to Gangnam and go to the COEX Mall, because, if you're in South Korea, you have to go to the COEX Mall to take pictures of the library. So we did that. We didn't know that we didn't know a lot of things in South Korea because we had absolutely no plan. So we didn't know that we were supposed to get off. Like, we didn't know that there was like a train that directly stopped at Coex Mall, because we thought, hey, if once we got to Gangnam, we have to get off that station and then just walk. We didn't know how far the mall was from that Gangnam station because it was so fucking far. It actually took us an hour to get there because we walked again. Because, instead of taking the buses, my little sister's like, oh, let's just walk. We need to burn off the calories that we've been eating the whole time. I was like, okay, that's fair. But at the same time, my feet. Editing Faye, I'm so sorry that you have to bleep out so many curse words. But you know how it is? Whenever I feel a lot of things, I get emotional, I curse. Whenever I'm excited, I curse. It's just how I speak. Okay. Yeah, so we went to the Coex Mall. We took a couple pictures over there. And then I found out that there's an aquarium. The previous night, I found out there's an aquarium in the Coex Mall. And we went to the aquarium. It was so pretty. It was so nice. Because this was actually the first time I've ever been to an aquarium. My little sister, she's been to one before. I don't know when. Probably with her boyfriend. So I was like, oh, look at all these fish. I was like so excited to see them. There were like sharks and turtles and penguins, and there was also a mermaid show that we watched. It was cute because it was like a retelling of The Little Mermaid. And my little sister was like turning to me and was like, is that legally, are they legally allowed to like retell The Little Mermaid? I was like, and I told her, yeah, technically they should be legally allowed to do it because the Little Mermaid story itself is actually a public domain story, the one from Hans Christian Andersen. But the one from Disney with Ariel and Ursula and stuff like that, that's not really public domain yet. So the one that they were doing at Coex Mall, I don't know, because they were using Ariel's name. But the mermaid didn't look like Ariel. She didn't have a red wig on. So, you know. Anyway, that was like Sunday, and then we had dinner. I forgot the dinner, but it was good, and for sure, because all the food there was so good. And yeah, so next time, Monday was actually our flight back, but our flight was later in the evening, so we still had like the day ahead that we can do something. And we said, hey, this Monday the palace is actually open, so let's actually go to the palace, but let's rent handbooks. So we went and rented the handbox, and the rent was actually pretty cheap. Especially my little sister, she went to Japan before. She actually went there to like study for 3 months, like a language exchange thingy. So she said that when she was in Japan, she had to pay a lot of money to rent a kimono and she needed help. Like there were like a lot of helpers that helped her out when she was trying to put on the kimono, because it was like so tight. Like it was hard to put on, is basically what she's saying. But the handbags that we rented were like, they were really maximizing everything for the tourists, because it was so easy to put on and off. And yeah, and then we just walked to the palace, and if you're actually wearing a hanbok, you get free access to the palace. Like you can just waltz in, you don't have to wait in line for a ticket or something. And the rent lasted actually for 2 hours, and I think for the price, it was pretty cheap. I forgot how much it cost, but it was cheap because if it wasn't cheap, I would definitely remember how much it cost. So yeah, that was the South Korea trip. We took a couple pictures, and I don't know what's wrong with my little sister's iPhone, but the picture she took looked so weird. Like the picture she took of me was weird. I should have just given her my phone instead, but I didn't. So that was my fault. Anywho, so yeah, we took pictures and yeah, walked around the palace. It was so pretty. There were so many tourists though, so mm, I guess it was fine. But it was huge. Like the K dramas, man. Like you know when the actors would walk to like different parts of the palaces. Yeah, it's a long walk. Yeah, anyway, that was our adventure. And then afterwards, we just, we stopped by. Oh, yeah. After our trip to the palace, we didn't stay too long. We had lunch at this little restaurant near the palace. And that was the best freaking Korean barbecue we've ever had in South Korea, in Seoul. Uh, and it was so good. Oh my god. It was the best. So, and it was like, I'm pretty sure it's not a tourist trap because we did not see a single tourist there. They were all locals eating there. Yeah, so that was my South Korea trip. I did not expect me I did not expect this whole thing to be 1 hour long. I thought I thought it would be at least maybe 20 minutes maximum. See, this is why I script my stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. If you guys listened till the end, I hope you guys liked it because I had a lot of fun just, telling my story, showing more of my personality, I guess, with this type of free talking video. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, like my video. I have a goal of getting monetized soon, as soon as possible. My goal is actually to be monetized until the end of the year or within a year. But yeah. Bye.